Yo, what up, people? Smith's to motherfucking R here today, of course, to give you guys White Album Chew Episode 2 motherfucking review, making up. Sorry it took so long, guys. Fucking homework, school it's just getting me sometimes. But yeah. But fuck, I don't care. Why not? Because I'm enjoying it every step of the way. And so fuck it, why not? And so either way, this episode was pretty simple. Basically, we got fucking Setuna, and she's doing the crazy bitch routine. Like, oh my, she's doing the grudge hair. Like, and if you don't know, the grudge hair, it has like multiple different meanings when it comes to like psychology. Like a girl could be rocking the grudge hair, but she could be like suicidal, or she could be about ready to kill a nigga, or she could be like some some psychological crazy bitch. You don't know. She's rocking the grudge hair, and I'm like, oh shit, like, oh, what the fuck's about to go down? Like, she looks like she's about to stab a motherfucker. You can't tell what's about to go down. Like, you don't know, cause when she found that nigga's toothbrush apparently he left a notebook there that was like the song and had his name on it. Bro, come on, bro. You gotta pay attention to your shit when you're at a girl's house. You don't want niggas to know you're at that girl's house. You gotta keep paying attention. You gotta be on it. Fuck it. And then from there, basically they're walking. He's, middle of the bridge. They start talking again. He's constantly trying to be like, what's going on? Like, why are you like this? And it's just like this whole like playful thing. Like, will they? Won't they? Dramatic. Like, oh my God, he's with this other girl, and we know this, but apparently we don't know if she knows it or not. And apparently, we find out that Tsuyuma basically told her, like, yeah, he was staying here, and he broke down the situation. And she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. I just didn't really think it was a big deal. In sense, she understood, but at the same time, she was upset about it because I believe she really likes Kitahara. I really think that she does. And Tsuyuma, I'll get to her later at the end of the episode. Oh yes. But besides that, there's like this whole playful thing, and then she goes off, and like she's about to get on the train. She's about to walk home. He's like, well, you at least should let me walk you home. And she says, of course, it was a good line. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good comeback, in a sense. Like, you won't even give me that, will you? Me saying that you didn't walk me home. You're not that good of a guy. And so she's definitely going through some she's going through some shit. She's all mixed up with battles and emotions and shit. We can tell. And the way it seems it's going with this episode as a whole, because the way it started off like that, and then dude kept on calling her, like, because you want to make sure she was okay. Of course, that's how she didn't see it that way. In her mind, it was like, he wants to see if I'm okay. Of course. But, it's also like the situation, like, yeah, he's just trying to get, talk to her some more. Because maybe he likes her too. She doesn't know. She's on that mixed side. And it's like, is he really just that good guy? I hope he's just, a scumbag just trying to get with me. Because then I want to, be into him so much. Because then, like, he isn't that good of a guy. And so she's going through all that. And then she ends up telling him, like, an hour-long fucking story on the phone. True story right there. That was realistic as shit. I'm just saying. You can't lie. I've gotten hour-long conversations too when I was a May Talk. Everybody does, but I was like, yo, I think that's what happens sometimes. It just does. That was a real representation of an actual situation that you can see constantly happening, and you should possibly experience at one point in your life. If you don't, you don't. But most people should, or do. Yeah, do is a much better word than should. Most people do, or accidentally stumble upon it. Like, they just get lost in time. But fuck it, why not? Let's change the subject back to what's really important. Is basically she gets over, in a sense, and she apologizes to everybody, and that's basically it. Like, Tayuma realizes. Tayuma, she told fucking Kitahara that she told Setuna. And so now he realizes what's going on, and so he talked to her about it, and so everything's been worked out, and then she apologizes, and that was the basic gist or wrap up of how it went. Just had to say that. And then we got Tayuma, and Tayuma basically, there's a surprise test, like, yeah, surprise pop quiz, motherfucker. It's like, you know, and it's like, I'm gonna change it up a little bit, and fucking, like, they have no idea what the answers are, and they're all confused. Like, some people are like, you know, they don't know. Especially Kitahari. He's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do on this. And Tayuma, throughout the entire test, Kitahari's like, you know what? You know, he's somewhat, you know, right in his answers, doing somewhat good, but somewhat bad at the same time. He doesn't know how he's doing. And we got Tayuma. And the guy, the teacher, comes up to her and is like, this book isn't even in the class, why aren't you taking this test? And she's like, because I don't know anything. And then it goes into this whole thing where he's about to confiscate her book, because she's like, can I get it back? He's like, no. And it was kind of the way they portrayed it to be like a bad guy moment. But, I don't know, it was just missing something. Because it wasn't really that much of a bad guy moment. Because it was also, in a sense, like, you know, he is a teacher, and, you know, this would stop you from learning. And learning is important. It's not just all about this one little thing that you enjoy. You should try, at least, to experience other types of aspects of intelligence. You shouldn't just be like, yeah, music, a piano, 100%. If you're not open to all these other different, you know, bits and pieces of information, if you're not open to intelligence in the sense of other things, then what's the point? Like, no, he doesn't want her to become like that. And so he has a valid point. He wasn't exactly like a scumbag. And so I like the way they portrayed him. They might have been going, or this could have been just completely like, oh fuck, we fucked it up. We're trying to make this teacher like look like a dick. And he kind of did, but you could somewhat agree, like, yo, he's a teacher, and she's not learning. She needs to learn. Like, if that's all she's about, how's she gonna really succeed in life? I mean, is she just gonna be ignorant and bliss? Like, is she just not gonna know what the fuck's going on? She's just gonna play the piano and get screwed over and all that? What's gonna happen? And besides that, the whole thing about whether this dude is a bad guy or a good guy, I'll leave that for you to decide. Because the way it was shown and depicted, if they really actually try to make it look like this, I'll give them props for that. I'll give them props for that one. Because if he would have said some like scumbaggy shit like, no, I'm burning this, or this is mine, or I'm taking it, then it would have been like, yo. But the way he said it was like, he thought about it for a moment, and he looked at her, and he saw the way she was, and he was like, no, you're gonna have to pick it up after school. No, you know, go down and do your work. And he did say it in a little bit of an arrogant way, but not that much. And then basically she freaks the fuck out. Kitahari, he sees what's about to go down. He's like, no, don't do it, Tayuma. Tayuma, fucking run. Ah! Just grabbing it. Like, yeah, you don't know nothing. You don't know what this book means to me. Runs out the classroom. And turned into basically them all chilling out, skipping class, in the fucking music room, playing a little bit of instruments. Yeah. There was also a little bit about the back of the paper had like the plans of what they're gonna do for the festival, and like the solo acts that they had, and he apparently circled or like double circled his actual performance, his guitar solo, and so that could tie in to something later. Like maybe he's ready to do it, or maybe he might not be able to do it, or maybe he's scared. We don't exactly know yet, but that might tie in somewhat later. And after that, it goes into what I'd like to say, the end of the anime. After, of course, the closing, there was a little bit of an extra snippet. And this led to all types of fun questions with Tayuma. And I'm just going to only bring up a couple. And then I'm going to be like, fuck it, I'm done with this video. And a couple I'm going to bring up, of course, is what happens is basically Tayuma's playing the piano. She's like, yeah, a good set. You know, I'm doing pretty good. And all of a sudden, I know where she gets hit, fucking drops her coffee, falls down, and she's like, ah. And making noises and shit. And the best part, like, about it was that brought all these questions that you just had to ask yourself. She said something that didn't sort of make sense. I was like, really? Like, did she have like some type of disease, or was it exhaustion? At first, I was like, oh, it's exhaustion. But then, what she said was like, not now. It makes you believe, or you could at least assume that she has had this happen to her before. Some type of maybe sickness or frailness that she has, or illness that comes back every now and decided, hey, guess what, bitch, I'm ruining your festival. Like, yeah, no chance for you. But I'm not sure, because they didn't exactly clearly define what's happening yet. We can assume that it's what's happening because of the words that she said, but of course it wasn't directly Japanese translation. Like, it wasn't like 100%. It could have been off a little bit. So I'm gonna take it somewhat as it is, cause fuck it, why not? It's a good site. Like, yeah, but I'm just gonna have to say this. Does she have a fucking illness? Does she have a fucking illness? Is she gonna be found? Like the next day, Tayum fucking Kitahara comes in there in the fucking room, and he looks and he sees her on the floor, and it's like, oh, takes her to the hospital, and then this whole emotional scene of like, oh yes, your friend, she has cancer, and then it's like, da da da, the end, and then it's like, fuck you. Like, I don't see that happening, and I kind of like overshot my initial goal of what I was gonna tell you, because I was like, fuck it, I'm getting kind of bored right now. But either way, you get the drift. You got the questions. You at least got some idea. And fuck it, I don't got time for that shit. There'll be a shitload of like, because I don't, got time. I gotta hurry up and fucking finish these fucking quizzes. Then I gotta hit the bed because I fucking hate acting. Why do I gotta take this class? Fucking requirements, my ass. Okay. So either way, this fucking episode right here. You know what? The ending with the cliffhanger, I gotta give it a 9. Yeah, I gotta give it a 9.1 out of 10. I gotta give it a great, just because of that ending cliffhanger. Because now it brings up all these great questions. Overall, the episode would have been maybe like an 8 without that cliffhanger. Yeah, maybe an 8 out of 10. It was good overall, but had okay moments. But when you throw in that extra cliffhanger, like, yo, this bitch just passed out on the floor, and, I don't see her father or any family members around, so she could be stuck there for days. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. And so it was a good, nice little hook, line, and sinker for next week's episode, because I had to see what's going to happen. And so, with that being said, Smith to motherfucking R, this was a 9.1 out of 10. Great fucking episode. Cannot wait to see next week's episode. Cliffhanger successfully hooked, line, and sinkered my ass. And so, with that being said, Smith to motherfucking R. Peace the fuck out.